Hey there, welcome to another Tuesday Night Watch Talk. I am Bobby Legs, and I am joined by my friend here, my good friend Dib. Hoping everybody had a great holiday or past holidays, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa, Christmas, or Hanukkah. Hope everybody got the watches of their dreams, or or something to that effect. I got pants. I got pants. I know you don't celebrate Christmas, but you were you in the Christmas spirit at all? Did you spend some time with some friends or anything like that?
Um, I actually celebrate Christmas. I mean, not in
Oh,
like a
okay.
traditional way,
Yeah.
but Christmas is more like a party for us.
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this year I spent Christmas lunch with a good friend of mine. I stayed Greece, had
Okay.
American food, talked
Nice.
politics, talked watches, and then came back. It was a lovely day.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, man. I the Friday before the day before Christmas Eve, which was a Friday, my wife and I we went into the city, New York City, and she had a big birthday earlier or back in September, and I got her some tickets. We went to go see Hamilton. So that was fun. We went to like a 2 o'clock show. We had a little lunch. I wore the spacecraft, you know. Took that out. And during intermission, I think my wife she noticed the watch and she was like, "What's going on there?" Right? And then I explained it to her, and I started talking about the movement, and she just like signed off after that. I started talking about the jump hour, and she just totally lost interest. I could just tell. And I was like, you're sorry that you asked about the watch, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is what it is. And then had the seven fishes on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day. I went to a friend's house, and had a really good time, man. Really good time, and I had the week off. So um,
I'm glad you get the week off. I
yeah.
mean, my company doesn't give it, but we don't have any work. It's
Well, I took vacation days, so it's not
oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah,
good.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I like to
okay.
save some and carry some over, but I like to save some at the end of the year. So since we have kids, they go to get the
Yeah.
tree, want to do something, because they're off too. So it's almost like I have to time my vacation time when they're off because it's just too much. It's just too much for one person to deal with, whether it's me or my wife. So it's helpful to have the day off. Hey, what are you wearing on wrist?
I'm wearing my PAM 177,
Yeah,
trusty
yeah,
Panerai.
yeah,
Uh, been a surprising journey. I mean, again, I hate to use the word experience, but
yeah,
I got this in April, and usually, watches don't last that long in my
yeah,
collection.
yeah.
So,
What
um,
Well, there's something unique about it, right? I mean, like compared to, well, not unique when you compare other Panerais, 'cause a lot of them do look alike, but when you take Panerai and compare them to any kind of other brand, right, or any watch in your collection, it's a different look.
It,
And
it is. I mean, my dad, who doesn't know anything about watches, so I have the camera up. I'm talking to my dad,
yeah,
and I'm going through whatever I'm doing. I don't remember. So he's like, "That's a big watch. What's that?" I mean, and he never asks me anything.
yeah,
You know. So but he's not a watch person, but he definitely
yeah,
noticed it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're fun, and you can buy straps for them and go down that rabbit hole. I have one myself, and I'm always always throwing around the ideas, of adding a couple more into the collection and be like a real paneristi. I have the Aquastar. Kind of, yeah. The light does some things with it because it's a silver dial, but it's a fun little watch. Small, but fun. And got a nice little vintage vibe to it, which I do like. Let's say hello to the chat, Dib, and then we'll jump in and start talking about like some sort of like resolutions for next year. Like what do we expect, and maybe talk about what we want to see from brands too. Um, Symphony from the Bezel is first in. How you doing? Bill K is here. James Duffy's here. What's up, James? Hey, Rob is here, and he's wearing his polar tonight. Good to see you, Rob. Pale Horse is here. Hope, yeah, enjoy the yeah. We hope you enjoyed the holiday as well. I'm gonna throw in the link here for the chat. Rob, if you want to join us, that'd be awesome if you have the time. Hey, Time Hill is here. Deech, what's up, Deech? Hey, Kevin S is here. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Wilson's here wearing the oyster quartz tonight. Very debonair of Wilson. Hey, Joey B is here. What's up, Joey? Nice to see you. Hey, Joe Silva. What's up, Joe? Romy's here, spending some quality warm time at Newport Beach, California. Oh, they're very, very nice. It's been very cold here in the Northeast. Dib, what's the temperature down by you?
All right. I think it's around 5 degrees Celsius. All right,
Right.
hold on. Sorry.
So that's like in the
41.
40s. Yeah,
Yeah,
41. Yeah, yeah. That's
41.
that's cold. That's
It,
cold,
it,
bro.
it's cold for Atlanta. I mean, it's gonna warm up a little bit by the end of the week when it starts
Yeah.
raining. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit chilly. It was
Do,
cold all the way through Christmas. So
so do you get like a winter jacket? Like
I
a
do. I
yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
the one of the key reasons why I'm still in Atlanta is I like the heat. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
like so my idea of a perfect location is it's not too hot, it's not too cold.
Yeah.
Now you can't have both ways because Atlanta is pretty hot in the summer.
Yeah.
So you directly go from winter to summer
Yeah.
and then back to then
Yeah.
autumn and then winter. So
Yeah.
that I think that's the you know the that's the climate here. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the word.
It's all right. All right. Ken is here. How you doing? Checking in from Pittsburgh. Caliber is here. What's up, Caliber? Hey, Neo. What's going on? KR Joy is here. Hey, Peter C. Jim T is here. Wayben, what's going on? Forgot it was Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, like with the holidays and the day off this week, I totally forgot it was Tuesday too until this morning, and I was like, whoa, it's Tuesday. I got a stream going on here. Um, Ken Spear, he's wearing his Christmas watch, the Orient Kamasu in red dial. Very nice.
Hmm.
Um, Jared saying good evening to all. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, Omega Seamaster on wrist. Rob saying socks with watches on them. I got socks with watches on. That's, yeah, that's good. BJ's here. How you doing, BJ? Hey, Rick's here. How you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Marceau is here wearing his UN dual time. Very
Oh,
nice.
Amin would be proud.
Amin would be proud. Well, Miss Nine's here. How are you? Um, watches you could have bought instead of spending money on those Hamilton tickets. Yeah, no, that's the Hamilton was. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the play. Look, I mean, we've been listening to that soundtrack for a good year and a half, 2 years. Ever since the the play or the film of the play came out on Disney Plus right in the beginning of quarantine, and we enjoyed it. The kids enjoy the music, so it was fun, and I got to tell you, I had been looking forward to it. So, um, hey, Karan, thank you, Karan. Very nice of you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Hope all is well. Hope you're having a good holiday and selling many watches in Las Vegas. Um, Neil saying a nice Panerai is great. Don't listen to YouTube. Yeah, is there? I mean, I feel like people are not knocking Panerai as much as anymore. Deb, have you gotten that sense? Or
I think Panerai is trying a lot to go back to where they were back in the day in like early 2000s and 2010s. Um, they're trying to clean up their act, like they did that 4-part video with that watch advisor.
mm-hmm.
What's his name? Alexander or something,
Yeah.
showing the facilities and everything. Kind of tightening supply. Controlling who gets to give out discounts, trying to shift a boutique format. So they're definitely trying to come back. Started with slimming down the line, I'd
Mm-hmm.
say. I'm not
Hmm.
a big Panerai. I have one PAM, and this is an older Unitas movement, good enough for me. But I think they're heading towards a good direction.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of the entry level P900 movements because
Hmm.
it's still Bomb and Mercier, but
Hmm.
it is what it is, right? I mean, brands
I
gotta
think
do what they gotta do.
I think also what's helping Panerai from a different angle is that you know some of the older ones, right, are very affordable. Um, you can get them for $3,000-4,000. Like a basic Luminor with an ETA, a Unitas movement in it. Like those are the ones. Those are the ones I like. Right. That's the one I have. I have a 176 with a 6498 with a
So
titanium case. Yeah.
I think it's the same way as having on one hand you have a Paneristi or somebody who really likes Panerai, then you have somebody who likes Grand Seiko.
Hmm.
I mean, people like Sanjay, like knows every reference. He just doesn't want the basic snowflake.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I like one Panerai. I have the look. I'm
Yeah.
good enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
But for people who are hardcore Panerai, they need a submersible, they need a
Hmm.
luminar, they
Hmm.
need a
Radimir.
radiomer.
Hmm.
They need everything.
Yeah.
And they're experimenting with different metals. Again, I'm not a big fan of the big E steel font on the
Yeah.
dial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put it on the back.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, you're paying 10 grand and trying to say, "Oh, I'm a sustainable company." Give me a break. But I mean, I think they're going, and heading towards a very positive direction.
I agree. I agree. I've always root for them. So Chris is here. Hey, you doing, Chris? Hope you had a good Christmas as well. Yeah, I could totally add a Radomir and a submersible to my Luminor. You know what I mean? I could totally see myself doing that at some point. Maybe not all at once, of course. Maybe in the course of a few years, but that's something that's could be in the cards for me. Hey, Rob here, hi, Mountain Standard Time. How are you, buddy? What's going on?
Good. How are you?
Good,
Happy
good. So you
holidays.
happy holidays?
Hey
Happy
Rob,
holidays.
happy holidays.
So you got your Explorer on. Very nice. A watch that
Yep.
you were seeking for a while, right?
Yeah, I really had to schmooze with the AD,
Yeah.
even to the point where when I was on vacation in Hawaii, we were doing some spelunking,
Yeah.
and I sent him a picture of me spelunking, and I said, I really could use that Explorer 2 right now. And he enjoyed that, and
Yeah.
then I had to throw down the birthday card. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
big birthday coming up.
Yeah.
Could really,
I'm throwing
really
that card down
love
too.
that watch." Yeah,
I'm throwing
throw the
that card
card
down too.
down. I mean,
Yeah.
you hit the decades, the 40s and the
Yeah. Yeah.
50s
Yeah.
only once. So
That's
throw it
right.
out there, see what happens.
Dip in your search for you've made your pretty clear that you want a Pepsi. Um, is there anything you would do or would not do?
At
Um,
this point, I won't do anything. I mean,
yeah.
I pretty much used every card I had. Birthday, somebody getting sick, like the usual
Yeah.
sob story of, oh, my grandmother is getting sick. I need to, buy the watch so I can go to her deathbed. Oh, look at this
Yeah.
fancy watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
wear it while you die, so I can remember you that. I used
Yeah.
every trick in the book, and still nothing.
Yeah.
I think the only trick I have left is like taking a really hot actress, like Salma Hayek or somebody, like, like come on, arm candy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Have
that's left.
Yeah.
Have you sent a Starbucks gift card?
Well,
I have.
I have sent
I
gifts
still do.
to
I still
I
do.
have
I'm
sent
like,
gifts to ads who don't
Mm.
sell Rolex, just
Yeah.
because I like the sales guys, and they're my friends because I've been dealing with them for a while now. So, but
That'll,
not to the Rolex ads. I mean, we'll see once the Pepsi comes in and I get to say what I'm actually thinking.
I've
That's
sent edible arrangements. I've sent that. I've
You
sent
beat me.
I sent baskets. I haven't done it in a while. I mean, I don't think nah, I haven't done it this year, but last year, um, when in 2021 when I got my sub, I sent a couple, thank you. I
Yeah.
sent something right after, about a month or two afterwards. Well, about a couple weeks later, a couple weeks after I got the sub, I sent a basket, and then like I sent another basket for and Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and then I sent like a watch roll. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Rob Nitro, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me just finish up here saying hello to the chat, guys. Nilo, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Kevin is wearing the Grand Seiko SBGR 305 tonight. That is awesome. Um, let's see here. Jim T was nuts in Buffalo this past weekend. Generational type weather. I've heard like there's like food shortages. People can't get food over there in Buffalo. Jeez. Anyway, thinking about you guys. Hope you guys better weather comes your way. Um, let's see here. Hey, Detroit Spartans here. How are ya? Thomas Burnett. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Kevin is his only knock those ridiculous overpriced Panerai. All others are very very cool. Just go with the old school pan. Totally agree. Totally agree. That's where if I'm looking, that's where I'm going. Older Pams, an older Radomir, an older submersible, for sure. Um, ooh, that's weird. Okay.
Talking about overpriced Panerai,
Yeah.
our mutual friend Clayton, he was going nuts over that gold Carbotech Pam,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish I had the money. I'd buy
Yeah.
that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think like having a Nautilus or like that's a flex, but you having a gold Pam, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like buying an overpriced two blow at retail.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. BJ says he really want them to come out with another 42 millimeter Radomir 1940.
574 is still there. That's probably the best Radium 1940s case you can get with a zero reset movement.
Kevin S also has a birthday coming up this year. Help him bring
Yeah,
it
I
out.
think
What do you think?
everybody does every
I
year.
think everybody does too. Yeah. Just tell me that I know. Just tell me that I know Wilson, right? I mean, that's really all you need to do is to tell any AD across the country that you know Wilson, and you should be able to get the Rolex of your dreams. He's got that much pull. Um, Karan saying, Dib, if you brought Selma Hayek to me, I will ask for a share of Keurig, not a Pepsi. All right.
No, I still get the Pepsi. Why do I want to, get a share in on a sinking ship? That's the carrying group. If anybody is wondering what he's talking about,
Yep. Yep. Um, Colin, never heard of the grandma deathbed play to get a watch. Bold strategy.
all he's missing is the cotton at the end.
uh, see you, Karan. Thank you so much again, Karan, and have a good night. Yeah. So I figured, it's at the end of the year, right, Dib and Rob, and we're thinking about what's going to happen in 2023, not just about watches, but mostly watches, but about other things in life, that we're hoping to do and plan for. Some people we know, like Colin, our friend Colin doesn't, thinks, resolutions are the worst thing or a terrible waste of time. I'm not saying that we're talking resolutions here. I'm talking about like, what is kind of how are you entering 2023 when it comes to your collection and collecting and I'll ask Dib first, but and Rob, if you could think about it. But Dib, what are you looking for in 2023 in regards to your collection, and then maybe if you have a thought on like what are you hoping to see from brands next year?
Well, I think I'm going into a dressy phase where I have two Minks coming in.
Hmm.
Trying to get a Cartier Santos Dumont, not the standard Santos de Cartier. Um, would like to get a Breguet. I don't know if that's possible or feasible. Who knows? But I definitely see myself pivoting from a sporty, watch genre to more dressy. But I don't know if I'll, pivot back.
Mm,
But only time will tell. What I would like, and again, like I'm very brand specific as to what I get. Mostly, like I try to get Rolex, which I haven't
hmm
for a while. Grand Seiko, I mean, they'll come out with watches every week. So
right.
what I really want is a spring drive with a 44 GS with a dial which I haven't seen before. That's what I'm hoping. Um, if IWC comes with a new Ingenuity line, something I'm hoping that they come out with so I can buy it. Rolex don't really care.
Yeah.
Once I have the Pepsi, I think the games I'll have to play to get a Daytona, it's not worth it. Pepsi done. And if I want another Rolex, it'll be a day date. So not exactly. I don't need Rolex to get me one or an
hmm
80. So Omega, I want to see something limited edition. I mean, like they have stopped doing these like how they used to do limited editions before. Like every year or two they come out with a new dial, new pattern, whatever it is. They're just focused on the Snoopy, the 321, and the new Bond Seamaster. Limiting supply to an extent where nobody can get it. So I hope that they change their strategies, and that's what I hope for. And more
Yeah.
Minks. I like Minks.
Yeah. What about Christopher Ward?
I have I have the Lucerne Blue Sealander right now with me.
hmm
Got the Belcanto coming in. Otherwise, like I don't really think about sub $1,000 watches as, oh, what are they going to come out with? Because I know
Right.
I'll
Right.
keep
Right.
it
Right.
for a few
Makes
months and then
sense.
it's like ship it off to somebody else.
Yeah. Um. Hey, Justin. Good to see you. Justin's here and he's strapped in. Um. So, Rob, what do you see for your collection? Is there anything specific you're looking for? Any kind of like plan for next year?
Well, I find myself searching for Omegas, and
Hmm.
I'm looking at the Seamasters, the 300s, um, the versions without the wave dial. So just like the, I think they're nicknames like the Inkies or Inky Black.
hmm
Really like those, the look of that dial, just because it doesn't have the waves on it. So
Yeah.
I find that I keep internet keeps drawing me back to typing that up and checking those prices out, and also a Planet Ocean
Hmm.
um, that I got to see. That's the problem when you have a watch channel. You borrow your friends' watches, and then you're like, "Wow, that was a really cool watch," and it
Yeah.
sticks with you. And
Yeah.
so I reviewed a friend's Planet Ocean, an older style, 40 millimeter, um, and I like that too. So those two seem to be popping up on my Google searches a lot more often now. So yeah, maybe an Omega in the future, and maybe some other smaller, um, watches just to put some more reviews on my channel because it's. I think I haven't done anything for about 2 months now, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy with my current collection.
Yeah. That's great. Are you doing? Did you do like a state of the collection video? I got to
Not
do. I have
yet.
to do one. I feel like I have to do one.
They're very popular, aren't
Yeah.
they? I
Around this
couldn't
time. Yeah.
believe how many views the State of the Watch collection gets, and
hmm
you get a lot of really nice comments from people telling you how you've made mistakes in your
Yeah.
collection. It's fun. It's always fun.
I get those too. I still mostly get comments about my dry hands. That's mostly the
Come on,
negative.
man, put some lotion on.
I know, I forget. The winter, my hands get dry. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm out there, doing stuff on the property. I mean, yeah, you're right. I was on an aggressive hand lotion protocol at one point. I got to get back on there, but no,
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, like my hands, it's everybody sees my hands, so
I have
Uh,
noticed
um,
you do have gloves though. I've seen some gloves.
I do, but I mean, I just feel like that's like too much. The gloves are too much. Nilo says he wants to shrink his 2023 collection under 10 watches. That's interesting. Well, Nilo, if you have any Zins for sale, let me know.
How many does
Rick,
he have?
well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, he likes Zen, so I think we sold each other watches before. So, if I recall, I bought it maybe a couple from him in the past. Peacock did?
um, Nothing yet.
Okay. Okay. Kevin S. Burt's Bees hand lotion works works great. Okay. Uh, it puts the lotion on the skin. Yeah. Okay. Bobby has man hands. No shit. Thanks, Justin. I really appreciate you going on a limb there. Lumberlack legs. What? Okay. I think you mean Jack. Um, yeah, Nilo. I think Nilo is saying that he's got 5 cents. Um, just wear one glove. I think I've done a video or two with wearing just one glove. Yeah, I'm out there doing man stuff. No time for motion. So I gotta say, like, Rob, I think I have some um our thought process or our wants for next year kind of sort of align. I've been looking. I want to add an Omega. I can't believe I haven't had an Omega in the collection yet. And I've been doing this for off and on for like 15 years collecting,
Yeah.
and more so intensely in the last like 4 years. But I never had an Omega. A huge respect for the brand, but never. I mean, like the Seamasters. I'm more attracted to those older Planet Oceans than
Hmm.
the actual Seamasters. Although now, like and recently I've been obsessed with a blue that blue Seamaster that bicolor. What bicolor? What am I trying to say? Two tone
Mm,
with the
yeah.
Sedna
Yeah.
gold with the blue dial. I just love that. But that's kind of came and went. Now I'm looking more into like a more traditional speedy. Sometimes I go back and forth with a gray side of the moon, but it's a little bit of a higher price point. But a regular, new sapphire sandwich, man, I've been really, really um,
Yeah.
wanting one
You've
of
been
those.
you've
Yeah,
been talking
and
about that for a while.
yeah, I have been, and I think prices
I
are
have
coming
one.
down. Yeah, nice. And do you like it? I assume you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the one. It has stayed in my collection, and
yeah.
it was the first. I think the first big purchase I made. That was my jump into the starting my collection was
Oh,
the
okay,
sapphire
okay.
sandwich, and
Yeah,
it's remained.
yeah, yeah. So looking for something like that in the collection. I want to add more. I want to go in more direction to more chronos. I've ever since I've picked up one of Div's favorites, the Navitimer. I have the Cosmonaut version,
Hmm.
and I just love it. And I went through a point where I just was trying to be a chrono guy, and it never worked out. And I just don't think I found the right chronos. And now, like now, I'm my searches are more geared towards the chronograph in the last few months, and of course, coming up 2023, it's my 50th, and I want to get that Pepsi. But well, I mean, we'll see if that happens. But I think definitely Omega for me, and just hoping for some like Div said, some great releases from Omega, some more limited stuff would be great. Let's say hello to a couple people first here. William from Valparaiso, Indiana, just got back from a manicure wearing my Zin Easy M2. Hands look great. Okay, I get the point, William. All right, you got it. Hey, Chris, thank you so much. Happy New Year's to you and to everyone. Um, the older you get, the drier you get. Is that true? Detroit's is that true? Okay. Um, Speedy time, Bobby Legs. Yeah, I think I'd like to see that. And you know, and look, if the Pepsi doesn't happen this year, like the Speedy's a nice 50th birthday watch. I think so we'll see what happens. Um, I yes, get that Aquaterra small seconds in blue and gold. Yeah, I love that one too. I love that one too. That is not at the top of the list of wants. But I don't know. I keep on seeing some pictures and videos of Aquaterras, and I really like them. Do you like the Aquaterra? Are you a fan?
I'd like someone to gift me an Aquaterra. I think that's the only way I'll get one in.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had the Seamaster 300 non-wave blue ceramic dial.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a Speedy, but I never got around to buying an Aquaterra. And I don't know when I'll buy an Omega again.
Mm,
Probably if I buy one again, it's gonna be an 1863
mm-hmm.
Sapphire Sandwich
Mm-hmm.
because I had a Hesalite,
Yeah,
and I'm not really. I mean, I'm a fan of the new current gen Speedies, but I like the older case. I like the older
yeah,
dial. The
yeah,
new one is excellent, but
yeah,
I just prefer the older 1863. You know.
yeah. And those prices. I mean, you could find a good example of Sapphire Sandwich. Those 1863s, probably in the in the fours, maybe
Mid
even less.
fours, yeah,
Yeah,
mid
yeah,
fours, and Omega is supposed to have a price increase in in a couple of days. So I mean, the Sapphire Sandwich brand new is 7,200. So let's
right.
say they have a 10% increase. That's almost close to
Wow,
8 grand, and
wow.
it's just not worth it. It's just not
No,
worth.
not at all. And I think at some point, maybe in the first or second quarter
They're
next year, you'll see them around five or
Well,
under in the
the
secondary.
problem is Omega, at least with the Speedy, they're kind of getting into the territory where the brand new Navitamers are,
Mm,
especially with pricing. A
hmm
Navitamer is 9,400 on a bracelet,
hmm
but you can get them for 6 grand all day.
Yeah,
Like fine. I mean, 20% off without even asking. I mean, if you don't get 20 off on a Navitamer brand new, then I'm sorry, you're not doing the right thing.
yeah, yeah,
So, and at the end of the day, they kind of land in the 4,500 to 6 grand. It's a big range, but
yeah,
there are so many out there that they're the victims of their own success in a way, especially
yeah.
in these.
And like the excuse me, the Speedmaster. There's so many different Navitimers, right? There's three different sizes. A bunch of different
Well,
dial
I mean,
colors.
they did not have many sizes before. So
No.
all the way through the 90s and the mid 2000s, they had the 41 millimeter
hmm
case. Then they came out with the 46,
hmm
and then they transitioned from the 41 to a 43 when they came out with the new B01 movement, and they kept the 41 with the older value, but that's all discontinued now.
Yeah,
So the brand new Navitamers has three sizes, but
yeah,
again, I mean, you can get Navitamers for 2,800 bucks,
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
easily.
Absolutely.
Fully serviced,
Yeah.
add another six, seven, $800. It's a hard, at that point you really have to ask, like, I'm going for the look, do I
hmm
still want to spend 9 grand for it,
hmm
and
hmm
if Omega keeps increasing their prices, the used prices are not going to go up. So
Right.
the Speedy prices went up when the new generation came out. Supply was less, demand was high, so the secondary market was kind of buoyant, but now it's deflated.
hmm Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree. Uh, Steve Saint Bobby loves Pro. I mean, I like the Pro Prof. I'm just not sure about the size. I just love the way they look. I probably couldn't do a stainless steel. It'd have to be a titanium, and even then, I think they're still pretty heavy. But
I
they're
think
beautiful.
Wolfie would say you need some triactin, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely need a lot of triactin in my life. Um, Story's fun. Gotta get a speedy. Uh, JJ, hello from Michigan. Um, Wilson saying Borealis is my mainstay. Uh, that's awesome. Special edition Borealis. Uh, Bobby, you need a Deep Star 2 Chrono. I assume you're talking about the Aquastar. Um, I, I I like them. I like. So I'm not a big fan, a huge fan of diver chronos per se, but the Deep Star 2, the Aquastar Deep Star 2 looks pretty cool. It looks exactly like this one, except for the sub register is on a 3 o'clock, and it's a little bit bigger, right? So I think it's like at the right sweet spot. So in size. So yeah, no, I'd like to try one on first though. Um, Scrolling down here, Omega needs to update the speedy reduce. People really crap on that watch, don't they? The speedy reduce.
I don't think they're coming out with a speedy reduced anytime soon because they don't have a caliber.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly.
All the new calibers are fat, thick, big. The speedy reduced ETA module with a Dubois Duprat, the chronograph module, right? I mean, they don't use ETA movements like that anymore. They have the Seamaster chrono, but that's like a big chunky thing. They
Hmm.
can't fit that into a small case, and I don't think they're gonna design a movement for a smaller watch, especially
Hmm.
in a 3839. That's just me.
Yeah. Symphony for the bezel. Okay, before I answer this question, Rob,
Mhm.
do would you trade a sub for the Pepsi if you like
Mm.
like if you can you may be able to swing both of them, have them both in the collection, but you probably wouldn't feel comfortable. I'm just setting up a scenario, but you probably wouldn't feel comfortable outlaying that money. You want to try to keep it as budget neutral as possible. Would you
Mm.
trade in your sub to get the Pepsi?
Well, that's funny because I own both of them now, and I've got the same sub as you do. I actually traded my 114060 in to get the 124060 because I liked the shape of the case better. That was
Mm-hmm.
like the one thing that bugged me with the 114060.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Rolex like figures out how to solve my problem of staying up at night. So yeah, had to do that.
Yeah.
But I would not.
Mm.
I would not get rid of my sub for a Pepsi, um, only because I think everybody needs to have a sub.
Mm.
That
Mm.
I think
Okay.
yeah, that's a
Or a,
mainstay.
or a,
And
or a Pagani design. We don't judge.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay,
so
so you wouldn't do it.
no, I
You'd find a
think
way.
yeah, everyone should have a sub. And
Hmm.
once you get that sub, then you can start looking at others that catch your eye. But
Hmm.
start off with the sub, the classic, the James Bond watch. The
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Dib. I
Uh,
think I know where you're going with this one, but
yeah, I mean,
what do you
I'm
think?
I'm not selling the sub for a Pepsi. I
Mm.
might
Mm.
sell the sub for something else,
Hmm.
but not for the Pepsi. They can coexist side by side, and
Yeah.
that's another reason why I want to get the Pepsi on a Jubilee.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't want an oyster.
Yeah. Makes sense. Now to get to for me to answer that question, simply for bezel, um, it's a hard. It'd be hard. It'd be hard for me at this moment in time um, to swing both. I would probably, if you ask me right now at this moment, I would probably sell the sub to get that Pepsi, knowing that I could probably get a sub again at some point.
Yeah.
Where there's Pepsi, there's a huge challenge for that. I just there's a lot of things at play here. Um, One being overall economic conditions that always scares me. Lived through a couple of rough economic conditions with the housing collapse and or the Great Recession in 2008 2009. You know, uh, Saw a lot of people going through some hard times. Saw what happens when you don't have like a safety net, and so it's scary, right? So like that's in the back of my mind always, and so that and there's other things, but I'm not going to get into that. But I would say probably at this moment in time that would be that would be almost like a sealed deal if I got a call for the Pepsi. I'm selling the sub and trying to make that as budget neutral as possible, even though the sub is very, very important to me. And it was a watch that I've been searching for over a really, really long time. I'm a little bit more experienced now in the collecting and know that, I would go for the Pepsi and then get the sub back at some other point. But tomorrow, that might change. I may not feel that way. Um,
That's a good point.
Detroit Spartans got to have at least one sub, but the Pepsi is iconic. Yeah. Well, they both are iconic, right? They both
Yeah.
are. Neo saying, Bobby, and thank you, Neo, for the chat, super chat. Bobby, of the watches you own, which express you? Which is mostly express? Okay, so like just talking about the sub, right? Um, well, I would say that the sub out of all my watches means the most for me because it was a watch that I wanted a long time ago. I went to go buy it. I ended up buying
Yeah.
something else. I was convinced by a pretty slick salesperson from Tourneau that sold me a Tourneau watch instead, and regretted that purchase almost immediately. And the sub became, after a while, like a very hard watch to get, eventually. So um, the emotional ups and downs, the roller coasters, the wanting, the desire for such a long period of time. Um, that watch really means a lot to me. And here I am talking about like, I would trade it in for a Pepsi. It's it's the collection disease. It's a sickness. So, Dib, is there a watch in your collection that expresses you, like you can, that is like, this is me? Is it your Grand Seiko? Is it the Ming?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Maybe the sub, but
Yeah.
one day I'm cranking, the other way up, the other day I'm mellow. I don't know. Uh,
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't
And,
have a
and
watch.
and you may not have a watch represents or expresses. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, seeing if you have
Uh,
a
I, I
that kind of
think
collection.
I think if I bought an Islander ISL 09, that would express me the best. Like that's the pinnacle of Dib's expression of love.
Okay.
You know,
Uh, okay. Fair enough. No, not judging. Rob, what about you? Is there anything in your collection that really kind of like expresses who you are? Well, the Explorer, you go
Mm,
spelunking and you'd be like, oh no, the Explorer too. I wish I had it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Is
So
that
now
so?
my life is less of a risk when I go spelunking next time. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
No, I don't think there's one that
Hmm.
expresses me. I guess it kind of comes down to, your house is on fire, which one do you grab?
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
And
Yeah,
it'd be my Pepsi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
Hate to
Um,
say it, but this is the Pepsi hour, so
yep, it is the best. Kevin S says I'd flip the sub for any GMT Master 2. Hmm.
yeah, to get a GMT Master 2, yeah, I'd agree with that argument that you can get a sub later
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Nerio saying screw that Hesselite crap. See, this is because my buddy Nerio bought a Speedy with a Hesselite and scratched the crystal, but he was able to fix it with some polywatch,
Hmm.
but it still bothers him. It's still, it still bothers him. It's a beautiful watch. He's got a great watch. Um,
They are lighter
yeah, yeah,
for
right.
sure.
They
Yeah.
are, yeah. But I want to see the movement. I'm not a traditionalist. You know what I mean? Like so,
Yeah.
so for me, that's why I would go sapphire sandwich because well, I want the extra hardness that comes with sapphire supposedly, and I want to see the movement. You know?
Yeah. It's a beautiful movement. And I went with Sapphire because I didn't want to worry about scratching the
Yeah,
crystal.
yeah. Um, the short spot. My sermon and Pepsi are keepers for life. Yeah, absolutely. Um, says if he needs to sell the sub to get the Pepsi, sell the sub. You can always get the sub. I agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. Blitz 2021, sporting my Timex Ironman dual time for $29. Great watch. I've owned one of those. Um, Colin saying I would definitely trade the sub for a Pepsi, but ideally you keep them both. Yeah. Neo thinks the sub looks boring to him, like 90% of. So I can get why some people feel that way, right? That the sub looks boring, but to me, it's so simply beautiful, right? That it's I think it's a beautiful watch, and I know there's a lot of other brands who, you know, copy this. I don't want to say copy design, but are heavily influenced by the design, right? And and for good reason, right? I mean, it's just a gorgeous watch. It's a gorgeous watch. Dib, you love it, right?
I guess I'm boring. I like my sub. I'm a creature of habit. So I get food from the same place every Saturday, the
Yeah,
same dish because I know that's good.
it's
I
mostly.
go to Costco and I park at the exact place I like to park. I get gas exactly on the day I need to. So yeah,
Hmm.
I mean that's just me. I like the sub. Um, I have had it for more than 2 years now, and not a single day goes by when I think, you know what, I need to sell it for something else because I'm
Mm-hmm.
bored.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just a boring person. So I like the sub.
you're pretty exciting though, Deb. Don't sell yourself short.
Exciting because I have a couple of zingers on YouTube, and the rest it's like, oh my god, flatlined. Shit.
Nah, dude. I mean, I know you a little bit better than that. And look, I mean, you got a couple of your buttons unbuttoned on your shirt. You're a swinging guy. Don't worry. Don't sell yourself short there. Justin saying.
What?
So
You, you
did you
gotta
just put your camera up? Did
you
you
gotta
put your
show
camera up?
your chesticles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I had hair like that. I don't have anything.
the
Jeez.
problem is when you show pubes like that, people will think you're part gorilla, part man. Sorry, part gorilla, part bear. You never know.
Sell this up for every variation of Shin EZM. Not bad. Not bad. Um, Kevin S. The Black Date sub is the one for me. Hulk never appealed to me. Starbucks is nice, but just prefer the all Black Date version. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, you get to
Chris Bryant.
Starbucks after you have the black one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sermon is the most complimented watch by far. People just seem to love it in person. Yeah. Um, it's a good. I like the sermon. Um,
Who said they had the Timex Iron Man?
I forget.
So
It was
funny
Blitz 2021. Yeah, there it is.
funny
Blitz.
story. So that was the watch that I wore in Afghanistan when I was deployed over there.
Yeah.
Great watch, and this is before I knew what water resistance ratings really meant on a watch.
Uh-huh.
I think they're good to 50 meters or maybe 100 meters. So I get back from the deployment and I go diving. I go diving in this thing, and yeah, I turned it into an aquarium. I ruined my war watch,
So
but
it
that's what.
survives Afghanistan, and then you go
Yeah,
diving.
yeah, and I ruin it on a dive, and I look at it to see what time it was, and I could see the water inside the case,
Ah,
and that's what started the whole watch adventure because I've got to get a new watch. I want to.
ah,
Now I start researching. I'm like, oh, what's this Casio? And like, start learning about movements and automatic
yeah,
movements, and
yeah.
yeah, so that Timex Ironman is what started this obsession. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. I love hearing stuff like that. Um, Pepsi on Jubilee is a must. Um,
No,
Borealis
mine's on
express.
an oyster.
Yeah. Borealis expresses me perfectly. Wilson says.
That's sleep talking, Wilson talking. Once he
Yeah.
wakes up, I'm like, oh my god, did I actually say that?
uh,
Hey, you know why you have to get an oyster bracelet for your Pepsi?
why is that?
Magnum PI had an oyster.
Magnum, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, look, I look, I'd take it either way, but I think like, and last time I talked to my guy over at the boutique, and it's been a while, but he was like, "Nah, you got to be more specific. They want you, they
You
want
have
you
to
to pick.
identify.
They want you to pick.
Ooh,
They want you to pick." Because he he diplomatically said, because I want to make sure I get the perfect, the watch that you really, really want. Dude, I take it in either. I take it in either. You know what I mean?
hmm
But
yeah,
I couldn't say either. I had to say one. So I said Jubilee, thinking in the back of the mind because I had this I had this up with the oyster
yeah.
bracelet. So um I have a Speedy Tuesday, Polywatch works wonders. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
My ideal speedy would be Hesselite. What's it called? It's a Hesselite with a open case back. There's a term for it.
Is it a
Uh,
Hesselite sandwich? No.
yeah, there is
Yeah.
3570.70. So older reference. They don't do it anymore. Uh, but that's my pick
Yeah.
because you have the Hesselite crystal on the top, and you can see the movement.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I'm not a big fan. Again, like, I think when I first started collecting watches, this like whole debate between plastic, and I'm using plastic because many companies use different names,
Right.
plastic versus sapphire crystal. Like it was a big consideration back then,
Hmm.
but now it doesn't matter. I
Not
mean,
so much for you. Yeah. Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
mean
I
it's
got you.
not even like a top 10 consideration for a watch. I mean, does it have a better crystal?
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Church Spartan saying the 41 millimeter subs just wear better and a great shot. I, I never had an opportunity to try on a maxi case sub, the one that you had, Rob.
Yeah.
Um, Previous 5-digit ones, yes, and then this new one. So my point of reference, like, I don't know how much better. I mean, I'll take Detroit Spartans word for it. I know my 41 fits awesome and it feels great. To me, it was just the aesthetic of the case
hmm
and the lugs, right?
Yeah.
It just I like how the 41 millimeter the lugs just kind of like fade in a little bit more, um, and so you know for me the 41 millimeters is a winner. Um,
There's nothing wrong with the 40.
no,
I
nothing
just
nothing
prefer the
wrong.
41. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I think I would have done the same thing. Um, so no G-Shock, huh? When you were in Afghanistan, it was just
No, it was Timex Iron Man because it had the huge Indiglo
mm-hmm.
face on it.
Justin are saying my only regret in the army was I didn't buy a luxury timepiece and beat the living hell out of it for character. Seriously.
Yeah.
Plus, you would have gotten some good prices, right? Is it the PX? Is that what it's called? The PX? The
Yeah, the BX, PX.
PX?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Um, they used to sell Rolexes and
I heard.
Omegas in the
Yeah,
BX and PX. I think you still can, but you have to special order them, or and they're not that much of a deal anymore. Yeah,
right.
there's, you know,
But you could get like Rolex at discount at the time, right? I would imagine.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That would have been that's nice, man. That's nice.
times have changed.
Times have changed. Well,
They don't
listen.
even have officer clubs anymore. It's like everything's
Oh,
going
really?
downhill.
So,
Yeah,
like, what's the point of being in the military? No, I'm just you can't
it's
enjoy
the
it.
10% discount at Home Depot. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and look, and you guys deserve every single thing that you can get, man. Because I have huge respect for everyone who's served in the military. One of my biggest regrets in life was not actually serving. So,
I could see
so
you in the Navy.
oh yeah, I mean everybody in my family was Navy who served. Yeah. Is that
Nice.
you laughing? You laughing? Am I a Navy boy?
You look like a squid.
Yeah, yeah. Would you laugh at me wearing my whites? The whites, right? Like in
Not at all.
no, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I probably would have been a cook. I would have been peeling potatoes, right?
Hey, Steven Seagal was the cook.
Oh yeah, Steven Seagal was the dude. What's happened to that guy? What has happened to Steven Seagal. Like,
Hmm.
he was mildly entertaining action star, but just like real, like just a terrible human being, I think, in real life, right? And then like,
Mm.
now he's got his like he's living is he living in Russia like so he could avoid taxes? Is that so whatever what's going on? And he's got his dyed beard now and he's like
Yeah.
400 pounds.
I keep coming across headlines that say his latest movie is the worst movie ever made.
But I think
That's
they've
as
said
far as
that
I get.
before with some other movies that he's made, though. You know what I mean? There, look, there was some good. There was some good movies, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
there was a couple that I would say were pretty entertaining, right? Um, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Yes, he was the cook. Yeah, Tom Segura on Steven Seagal is hilarious, by the way. If you go on, just search that on YouTube. Um, Sammy the Bull has a story which ends with Seagal pissing his pants. Man, I gotta look that up. I gotta look that up. Um, well, guys,
Uh,
we're at the 10 o'clock hour. I appreciate Dib and Rob jumping on tonight on a Tuesday after Christmas and before New Year's. Any plans, Dib, for New Year's?
I'm actually going to a friend's house, so flying to
Okay.
Austin for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Eating some good food, spending some
Yeah.
quality time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, how about you, Rob?
gonna go to a really nice restaurant
Yeah.
here in Denver. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I'll be in bed by 10 o'clock.
So will
So
I.
yeah. Well, anyway, chat. Thank you so much for joining in this evening. Dib and Rob, again, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. And you guys keep on having fun during the holidays. Have a great New Year's. Be safe, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Take care.
Yep. See you next year.
See you guys.